Hello friends, this is Shubhashish. I'm just going to demonstrate here today about the SAP HANA trial environment in the cloud setup. So as you know, like in the beginners level, when developers are actually getting trained into SAP HANA, they are always struggling to get an environment where they can do the R&Ds and also brush up their skills. So this is kind of an opportunity which you can leverage where I will demonstrate about the different steps to create SAP HANA Cloud Trial environment account, as well as setting up that environment in the local system, and you can start using that environment. So just follow the different steps in the video, and then I believe you will like the video, and then you can give your comments and like as well. So let's begin with the process. So the first step will be that we have to create an account in SAP HANA Trial Cloud environment, where I will show you an URL as basically a kind of a developer's blog where all the steps are actually mentioned there. So there will be 6 steps which you need to follow one by one, which will allow you to create your SAP Cloud Trial account first, and then once it's get created, then you will be able to create a HANA database. So just a point to be noted, you will be able to create only one SAP HANA database for your single user ID, and there will be a new version of that one, so which is an unlimited trial, but you have to make sure that you should use that specific database once at a time in a week. So at least the activation will still be there. Otherwise, if you're not using it, so after 12 to 13 days, that database will be deleted automatically from the system, and you have to create it again. Okay, so let's begin now to the URL what I was actually referring to you. Okay, so just note down that URL which you are seeing in my screen right now is a developers.sap.com tutorials. So use this URL. Let me show you the content of that web page. So if you go into that, so you will be able to see that there will be different steps which are actually required to create the account, and all the steps are actually detailed over here, that how we log into sap.com and then create your own user ID and go for registration steps. And once you have done your registration, that your activation link will be shared to email ID. Then you have to activate your account. So once you are done with that activation, then you are good to log in into the SAP HANA system, and that is actually the account.hana.trial.ondemand.com. So once that get created with your profiles and everything, so just make sure that it is not something you are creating an enterprise environment. So just give the details which are really required in the asterisk marks field, which are mandatory, and then create your own account in cloud platform. And once it gets created till step 5, then ensure that you are able to access your new created account through the cockpit URL, which I will show you about the cockpit URL as well later on. And so once it is done, then I will show you that what are the different steps are actually required to create your SAP HANA own database for your development purposes. Make sure it is supposed to be for development purposes. It should not be used for any commercial use. So these are the things. So just make sure you should follow all the steps one by one. So it is very clear steps and pretty much easy to create your own account. So once it's get created, then you can see mouse pointed here. So you will be allocated to a user account, which will be starting with P and then some numeric value. And take a note of that user ID, also the password, just keep it aside, like in a SAP vault, like which is actually required going forward whenever you will be linking your SAP HANA Cloud database to your local workspace. So I will show you all the steps one by one. So this is the account creation steps. Now I will show you that Once you have that account get created, that what kind of email communication you should expect, and then I will show you that what are the navigation steps to create the SAP HANA database for your own usage. Yeah, now you can see that I have actually given a screenshot of that email content, what you will receive once you have your account created. So this is my uh, trial user ID which got created, or the account ID you can say, created by cloud system. So similarly we'll get your own ID once you register to the SAP HANA trial cloud environment. Yeah, now you can see that once I have created my credentials in the SAP HANA trial cloud environment, and I logged into that site. So you can see it is actually showing you SAP Cloud Platform trial of two different types. One is the Cloud Foundry trial, another is the new trial. So use the new trial, which will have your trial duration unlimited, and the infrastructure will be SAP. So just click on that, then it will navigate to a different section. So here you can see that I am actually having this account created. Just take a note on that. This specific keyword is called sub account and this trial. So this information, specifically this one, which will be required later on. So once you navigate to this section, then what you have to go to SAP HANA / SAP AC, and then there will be a section called database and schemas. Just click on that. So this is actually the place where you're supposed to create your own account. I have already created mine, so that is actually the name HANA 300. But I cannot create a new one at this moment. It actually allow only one creation due to this trial edition, but you can create your own after you login in. So just simply click on the new. So what it will ask, it will ask you about the database ID. So database ID is nothing but the database name, which you can see like HANA 300 I have given. So you can give any alphanumeric name for that. And two more important thing is that you have to give your system user ID and password. So system is actually the default schema which will be used to log in into your database, and the user ID as well. So make sure you should give a 15 character password, alphanumeric for system user sorry, system password, and then confirm it. And once it is done, you do not have to do any changes in these parameters like configure a user for shine, all those things. Let it be as default and just simply click on the create. So once you click on create, so it will automatically create a new database for you, and once that created, then it will be showing up over here. Now interesting stuff, you just have to be noticed here that once it get created, if I click on this database, then it will take me to a next step navigation. Here you can see that this one is showing as a stopped, and it is showing as in this database will be deleted in 13 days and so hours. So as I mentioned to you in the very beginning of the call, that if you're not actually using your database for a long duration like 12 days, 13 days, then your database instance will be automatically get deleted from the cloud environment, and you have to create it again. So the best thing is that you're supposed to use at least once a week for the database. Just log in into here, and you will get a start option. Just click on that. So once you click on start, then the database will be automatically uh, going into the start or activation mode. So and once it is ready, then you will be able to use it in your local system. So there are other options as well, like configure and delete. So configure is something which you really do not need, but delete, obviously you do not need it right now, but you can delete it if you want any point of a time. And there are different informations are available, like configurations as well as these details. So these are not actually for any use, but if you would like to go to different URLs like SAP HANA cockpit, you can click on this URL, you can navigate to that. Similarly for developers, web-based development, workbench, all those stuff. So let this database get started for my case, and then once it's done, then I will start showing you that what are the major information that you should take a note that which will be used for the local environment setup. Now, basically what you have to do, you have to make sure that this five parameters value, we should keep it in a separate site from SAP Cloud environment, which will be used going forward when you will be connecting to SAP Cloud from your local workspace. So the main thing is the sub account name, password for SAP Cloud, SAP database name, and system password. So if you actually look into your SAP Cloud environment, you can see the user ID will be showing up over here. So this trial is basically your sub account ID, and your account ID will be similar. Just you have to take out your name, the trial, and SAP Cloud. So whatever you have used to log into the SAP Cloud environment, and then your SAP database name. The SAP database name in my case, that is HANA 300. So you can give any name, whatever you would like to. And for the system password, so whatever you have given in that environment creation time. So just keep those information handy with you, so which will be required once we prepare our local environment. Okay, now in the second presentation page, I have actually given you the details of this local workspace creation software, so it is actually Eclipse. So nowadays you can get Eclipse. Will have actually two different editions. One is Neon and another is Oxygen. So Oxygen is the latest one, but unfortunately Oxygen is not actually supporting for connecting to the cloud environment. I don't know what about the reason behind that, but when I tried, it was not actually supporting. I'm not even able to see any cloud environment integration available in Oxygen. So I have used Neon to create my workspace environment, and it is absolutely working fine. So I will show you on that. But before you begin, just make sure that for Eclipse, you need two major prerequisites to be fulfilled. One is a JDK, and another one is a GRE. So these are the two items. You can see I have a Windows 10 64-bit environment, so I have used these two. And these softwares don't go by the version, use the latest one for sure. And these are available in Oracle download site, which I have specified here is the URL. So once you download and install these two software, then only go to your Eclipse download for Neon. So I will show you what is the ID you have to download, and then you can start downloading it. It will be near about 300 MB of size. So once you click on the right package, once it's get downloaded, then it will be downloaded to your local download folder or whatever the location you will be selecting. So it will be looks like this name, like Eclipse Committers Neon version 3.32x8664 zip, because I have actually downloaded for my 64-bit. So let me show you the Eclipse Neon web page and the ID which we are supposed to select. So see, I have just opened my Eclipse website. Now if you just scroll down, so you will get two IDs. One is Eclipse ID for Eclipse committers, another one is the Eclipse ID for Java and DSL developers. So use this one, which is coming nearly about 309 MB. So use whatever the version you want, either Windows 32 or 64, because you can use it in Windows 7, I believe, should not have an issue. And you can also install it in your Linux 32-bit or 64-bit, as well as Mac, uh, depending upon whatever your local environment is. So just click on that specific version and start downloading it, and then once it's get downloaded, then you can either use your same download folder location to begin. Otherwise you can create your new custom folder where you just do a cut and paste of the package we just got downloaded, and then extract it over there. I will show you, because I have actually move it to a separate folder, and I will just put it for extraction in this moment. Yeah, so now you can see that I have actually created a custom folder for TMP Eclipse. So this package which I have downloaded here, because you don't have to install anything, it is just about to extract the binary, so you will be able to use it from that location. So just extract it here because I have done it here. So once you start doing it, you can see that there is a folder get created Eclipse where all your binaries are actually started getting extracted. So let it continue that extraction. So once it will get done, then we'll move to the next step. So it is almost done right now on that extraction part. Yeah, cool. So it is now ready. So just navigate to the Eclipse folder. Now you can see the binaries, libraries, and executables are there. So you can either, if you want, like let's say you have your local machine which is having a lot much of RAM available, and your operating system is also supporting that. Just an example is a 64-bit, and I'm having 16 GB of RAM available in my local laptop, and I would like to give additional space, memory space to Eclipse to boot up as well as to load all the libraries. Then in that case, you can just edit the eclipse.ini if you want. Then there will be the parameters for the Java. You can see as XMS 256 MB and XMX 102 MB. So it is uh, the minimum and this is the maximum. It depends upon you that whatever the value you would like to give. So for my case, let's say I'm actually giving it to 2048, that is 2 GB, and for the initial one I'm actually giving as a 512, so it will have a better response. So I just left it, and now just open your Eclipse Workspace. Just double click on that, so it will start opening automatically. Initially it will take some time, so the time it will start initiating the process, you can do one thing, that you can create your workspace folder, a separate workspace folder if you want. So let me create my workspace folder here instead of the default one. So this is the one I'm going to use. So just put it over here, and then let it get loaded first. So it will take some time, and then once it gets loaded, I will show you that what will be the next step. Yeah, now you can see it has actually loaded. So this is the welcome page. Now what you have to do, you have to go to the workbench. So click on the workbench. Now in the workbench, basically in Eclipse, there is a concept called your perspective. So if perspective is nothing but that plugins which are available, which you'd like to load it over here in nutshell. So if you click on the perspective, you can see what are the different perspectives of the plugins available. You can see there is nothing called SAP, because this is the base version of Eclipse Neon. So what you have to do, you have to give that detail for SAP environment to Eclipse, and you have to identify what are the plugins or the libraries you'd like to install inside your Eclipse, and then it will help you to start downloading. So let me show you that URL which you're supposed to use for installing your SAP plugins. Okay, so let's move to the next step. So what you have to do, you have to go to help menu. So inside that there is a menu called install new software. Click on that. So if you click on the work with and drop down, so you can see there is nothing SAP mentioned. So what you have to do, you have to create a new link from where it can be downloaded. So just use this URL, that is https://tools.hana.ondemand.com/neon, and just give a name on that. Let's say I'm giving as an SAP development, and then click on OK. So just allow the system to get loaded all these plugins available. So you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plugins, but you do not need everything for your SAP HANA modeling. Just use the one which are really required to support your work environment. So just use SAP HANA tools, SAP HANA cloud platform tools, and SAP cloud platform integration tools. Even if it shows deprecated, but still use it. And SAP HANA BWS for HANA and SAP BW Power by SAP HANA. This one, and then simply do not use any other checkbox. Just click on simply next. So it will actually calculate the space requirement and prerequisites and everything, and then it will show you all the binaries which are libraries which will be installed in the system. So simply just next. So the next you have to click on accept and click on finish. So let it get installed. So it is a very time consuming process. So I'm pausing my video over here. So let it get installed. Once it is done, then I will start showing you the next steps. Yeah, it is still downloading and installing. So it will take a bit time. So friends, just one point to be shared. During the installation, you might get some warning from the system. Um, just finger crossed, there should not be any fatal error. But if you are you will get any kind of a warning. So just click on OK. So it is not actually will harm anything on that installation and setup. But I will show you that if anything will pop up here. Yeah, so you can see that there is a warning which is showing that you are installing software that contains unsigned content. So it is absolutely fine. You do not have to worry on that. So just click on OK and let it continue. Okay, so my package is now installed. Now it is showing that you will need to restart Eclipse for the changes to take effect. Would you like to restart now? Just click on yes. So this is not actually going to restart your system. It will just restart the workspace. So just click on yes. Then it will automatically be initiated in the default or you can say that initial workspace which we have created. So let it initialize first, then I will show you the next step. Yeah, so now it has initialized. So again we can go to the workbench. Yeah, click on the workbench. So it will be the similar stuff. It will show you everything as blank. Don't worry on that. So then you have to go to your perspective again. If you click on that, now you can see there are a lot new ones. So these are the ones which are installed: SAP HANA Administration Console, SAP HANA Development, SAP HANA Modeler, SAP HANA Plan Wizard. So just click on the SAP HANA Development and click OK. So once you click OK, then you can see there are different tabs actually created right now. One is called the Project Explorer, number 2 is the repositories, and number 3 is the systems. So you can see that everything is actually empty because I have not yet linked to any SAP HANA database. Now in the system, so you can see there is an add option, add system. If you click on the drop down, so we will have the option called add cloud system. So just click on that. So once you click on this one, then you can see this dialog box where it is actually asking for the credentials to connect to the cloud environment. The most important part here is that as we are going to use the trial, so this is the URL which I have mentioned to you earlier, that is the hanatrial.ondemand.com. This is supposed to be the region host, which is supposed to mention on that. And then you have your sub account name, username, and the password. So let me go back to my presentation slide. So There, if you remember, I have mentioned the one which is actually created for me. So let me copy that sub account name. So that is the sub account name, and then the username is nothing but your same name. Just to remove this trial part, and then your password. So basically, this is the password which you have created during creation of your account in SAP HANA Cloud environment. So do not mix stuff like the system password. The system password will come later on. So system password is basically the password of the system as an account that is for the database. So we are not yet in the database space. It is only connecting to the cloud environment. You can see that specify sub account information for the SAP cloud platform. So we first connecting to the platform, then once it authenticated successfully, then we will move to the database connectivity. So once you give your all these details like your sub account name, username, and the password, you can save this one and then click on next. So now you can see that it has been successfully authenticated to the uh, SAP cloud platform. Now it is asking for the database information. So in the database you can see it's a blank, but it is not really a blank. It will have a value. Click on the drop down. Now you can see the HANA 300, the database which I had created. So click on that, and now database user. So I had the default user which was system. So I'm actually referring to this trial version, right? Like in the real time you will have a different username which you can use for login purposes. So I just use system, and then I have given my system password here, and I am trying to save this credential. So any point of a time whenever I will be opening this workspace, so it will use the same connectivity, and then just click on finish. So let it get connected and load the basic structure of your database in that workspace. Yeah, very nice. So now you can see that your system is actually showing that name of that one, like our trial user ID and the database and the user which I connected to the system. And now if you like to view your catalog, you can click on the catalog, and then you have all the database schemas. So I have used system for my own use. Otherwise you will have your underscore sys which are that metadata schemas, like basically for the sys peak, sys repo, all those stuff. Now in the system, if you go on that, so you can see all the structural folders are available. And as I'm already using this HANA 300 database and the system schema for my own study, so I had actually already created a couple of sample tables which I have received from my trainer. So these you can see just in a few moment. Yeah, you can see that these are the tables which actually got created based on the sample data which I have received from my trainer. So you can use your own script to create your column level table or row level table. Yeah, and then you can load your data based on your need and then start using it. So let me connect to a SQL console just to see if my system is working properly or not. So I can just give a small, I can write a small select statement over there. So I can just simply write select star from data cells, and like if you like to execute the statement, either you can go to the execute button, or maybe you can just simply click on effect. I'm just clicking on this execute button. So you can see the data is automatically coming up over here. So these are the data which I am having as a sample set. So that's all friends. So you can see that the steps which you follow to create your SAP cloud trial database, as well as your Eclipse Neon local workspace, and how to connect that one. Hope you like this video. So if you think this is really helpful, you can share the link with your friends as well, who will also be getting benefited out of it. and then you can give your comments and like this video as well. So thank you very much for watching. So next video will be coming up shortly, where I will start showing you doing some basic level of HANA data modeling using calculation view and table function, scalar function, stored procedures. So we will have different videos for each chapter, so that you can also see that what are the different things we can do in a simpler manner. Obviously, things will be much complicated when you will be working in the real-time environment. So these are all situation based, but you have to keep watching on the business requirement, and accordingly you have to develop that. But I can show you the basic features, how we can use those component. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thank you very much.